and I don't know how it is in every county, but if this county would like to retain teachers, in other words, keep teachers in their positions and effectively teach the kids, and if parents of students in this county would like their children to learn, something major needs to be done. This has to do with observations. But there should be no reason at all why teachers should be getting kicked, hit, punched, pushed down, threatened, and nothing happens. Behavior specialists come in from the Board of Education and say that we need a certain amount of days of data. Make sure you're writing everything down. Take pictures of things that happen. Document everything. You do that, and then 30 days later they come back and they say, well, have you tried this? Okay, we need that child to be in the least restrictive environment. Well, meanwhile, this child is wrecking the classroom. This child is wrecking all the other students' education, ruining the teacher's aspirations for teaching, ruining as far as the profession that they thought they had the love to go into. We're all adults, and most adults can handle that. What about the 25, 26 other students in the class that have to be relocated, have their entire day interrupted because one student can't function in that setting? Is that the least restrictive environment? Now, I've been I've been teaching in this county for 17 years now, and there's been very few teachers that I've come across, when I've come across hundreds and hundreds of teachers, there have been very few teachers that I've come across that don't have every child's best interest in their mind. That 99% of teachers that I come across, that's how they are. That's what they're going to do. So right now, I can tell you right now, and this is probably a problem across the nation, I would assume. But retaining teachers is going to become impossible. It really is. I'm not doing this for another 13 years until I retire. There's no way. I can tell you that right now. If it continues to get worse as far as everything that's involved with what we need to do and what we can't do, there's no way I'm doing it. I can tell you right now, Janine's definitely not doing it. I know it all breaks down to money. It really does. It breaks down to money. There's not enough money for programs. So in turn, when there's not enough money for programs, what ends up happening is the people at the top say, what can we do to make it a little bit more difficult for the kids to get into these programs? And by programs, I'm talking about EA. I'm talking about life skills. I'm talking about, well, it's not called life skills anymore. I'm talking about SOAR. Probably not called SOAR anymore. I have no clue. It used to be called TASK, MIT, all these different names for these programs. Guys, these programs are needed. They're not only needed, but they're needed in every school. Every single school needs an EA program. Every single school needs a school psychologist and a guidance counselor. Every school needs a life skills or a self-contained classroom where students that can't handle being in a setting with 28 students can go. This is meeting the needs of the kids. Right now we're not. Right now we're not meeting the needs of the kids at all. Something needs to be restructured, something needs to be done, money needs to be taken away from technology or something, and needs to be put into hiring more teachers, having more programs. Stop doing your fancy breakfasts and lunches and bringing in your speakers that try to motivate people. Guys, we're already motivated by getting up and watching our students, getting up every day, going in and teaching, and watching our students learn. That's what motivates me. That's what motivates me to teach. And every good teacher out there would say the exact same thing. Listen, guys, I could speak for hours on this. I could speak from my heart for hours on this subject. But I will tell you, they're going to lose a lot of good teachers. They're not going to be able to fill positions. Positions are going to be filled by long-term subs. People that aren't qualified to teach. I'm not going to have my son going to a public education system that is doing this. I'm not at all. I'm refused to have my son go into the system in which I teach in right now. If for any good reason they could have first of all, a student in the classroom that needs a whole year of data that's turning the classroom upside down in order to be removed and put in the setting they didn't need to be in. So Arlo is not going to be in that position. So we're seriously thinking about homeschooling. Kind of crazy that I'm a public school teacher in the county, yet I'm considering having, we're considering Janine not working and Arlo staying home and getting homeschooled. There's a lot going on, man, and it's very frustrating. I just watched a teacher today get kicked hard to the point of she's making a doctor's appointment by a student that should have been out of our school 2 years ago. If you want to meet everyone's needs, every student that has problems with being in a setting with the rest of students should be removed out of that setting and put in another setting with less students and more teachers. Teachers that are trained to deal with the emotional problems or the mental problems of that child. This is what public education is all about. It's about trying to meet everyone's needs. We're not meeting their needs at all. I just came from a school in Waldorf in which we had 28, 29 kids per class. Half of them had iPhone 10s, whatever they're called. They're better iPhones than what I have. And they're spending their nights Snapchatting, Musically, doing videos on YouTube, chatting back and forth with each other all hours of the night. You think these kids are going to come into school ready to learn? As educators, we're stuck with trying to teach kids that are half asleep, to have the attention span that only lasts about 35 seconds, constantly feel like they're entitled. They're entitled for this, they're entitled for that. They want treats for this, they want treats for that. They don't get treats, they throw a tantrum. These are the things that most teachers want to talk about and most teachers want to say. I would like you to share this video. I would like you, now I know this video is kind of going, or this section of this video is kind of going off on a tangent from the farm. However, this is a big part of my life. I've been teaching for 17 years. I've had the farm for about 5 years. So it's been a bigger part of my life. Teaching has always been something that I love to do, but over the last 4 or 5 years, my love for it has really declined. Has nothing to do with the kids. I don't know what else to say about this. I decided to start the video on my way home, and I've just gone off on a tangent, and there's probably 1,000 other things that I could say. However, I will tell you that it's very good teachers are going to be out of here, and they're going to be out of here for good. They've already started. There's going to be a mass teacher exodus out of this county. I'm not a threat at all. I'm just saying it like it is, and it's sad. It actually is very sad to think about. I don't know who went wrong and where went wrong, but I think it is a perfect storm of a lot of stuff going wrong. Perfect storm. All right. Well, thank you for listening to my rant. Please leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel. Most of my videos are not going to be about teaching. Most of my videos are going to be about farming, and I have a lot of good content coming up, so please stay tuned.